is up next. I was recently walking with my friend in New York, and she works at a publishing company. And we run into a friend of hers from high school who's also ended up working at like a different publishing company, and this friend wants to do a bit. He's like, oh, like my firm published more books than yours. Okay. But then I was at the library and I'm looking at the stacks and I was like, oh my god, it is packed to the gills in here. We cannot have who can publish the most books be a contest. And sometimes when books get published, people get hurt, you know? Like Pride and Prejudice, To Kill a Mockingbird, Crime and Punishment. I don't know. I think violence is really bad. And I just, they take up real space in our world. I think we were onto something with that e-reader thing. For one, it was the first time where mothers were on the front lines of tech innovation. Massive win for feminism. Like, my mom had a Nook, which was like the Barnes & Noble brand Kindle, which is like the nerd brand iPad. And it was awesome. I could download this like knockoff version of Slender Man from the Nook Library. The Nook Library is like a Nook and library. It's like the app store for Nooks. You think, oh, why didn't they call it the Nook store? Well, guys, if you open up the Nook store, you expect to find anything other than more Nooks. Let's be serious, Nook stores are stupid fucking. But anyway, I mean, that's just one of the reasons I think Nooks are awesome. I owe a lot of my bravery to that Slender Man game, because let me say, there's nothing more embarrassing than getting scared of a video game you're playing on a Nook. And the Nook Library, you could publish like millions of books on the Nook Library. Only took up as much space as one Nook. Can I say, very slim, they're much smaller than a book. No wasted space, no waste. I don't want to get anything twisted though, because in certain scenarios I really love waste. I'm not a climate activist. That weekend I was walking with my friend, I noticed that in like 0.5 miles we walked by like 12 vintage stores. Guys, we gotta start throwing stuff in the trash again. The trash is free. It's public service. And we all, I know you're all guilty of it, you get caught in this situation of you buy a shirt and then you're like, oh, this shirt's so ugly. So you list it on eBay and it doesn't sell, and so you list it again with vintage in the title, and it still doesn't sell. And you avoid throwing it in the trash by saying like, I'll give it to Goodwill. And like months later, some fucking 15-year-old with too much time on their hands buys it for $3 and is like, well, if I put vintage in the title on Depop, I'd give $30 for it. That sounds ridiculous, but they do. Because at this point, it's been 1.5 years since you sold the shirt, but it's in style again. So you fucking buy it. And where is your money gone? A 15-year-old in suburban California saving up for a vape instead of a hardworking American. all these climate activists buying second hands. Do you know how many fossil fuels it takes to ship something from suburban California? I don't know how that could ever make you feel good. But I don't know what to do, because if the world is a library, like these ugly clothes are books, you know? We're running out of space, and I would love to make a nook for your clothes, but the screens are so inflexible. We love our clothes to have that like sense of mutability. But I was thinking definitely incinerators were a really good invention. And